opposition People's Democratic Party, the PDP, may be having its teething troubles at the moment, but the foundation is still intact, if you ask me. So arising from its much anticipated National Executive Council meeting, the NEC, the PDP has shelved the resolution of its leadership crisis to August and has directed Ambassador Umar Damagum to continue to lead the party in an acting capacity. So let's report that both former presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike were at the party, at the parley, including some members of the G5 group, which Wike, led against the former vice president. Now let's hear first from Damagum himself.
We must also understand that Nigerians are in love with our party, and they see this party as their common hope. They are anxiously looking up to us to bring succor and relief. It is expected that the decision and outcome of today's NEC meeting will strengthen our party, bring answers to the many questions in the heart of our members, brighten our future, and further reposition us for the challenges that is ahead of us.
Dr. I get the impression the PDP is telling you and I, this too shall pass away.
Well, that's what they are trying to do. Because the expectation when this meeting was going to be held was the fact that it will be very hot. But at the end of the day, what we saw outside were people who we expected will go into their room, that's the secretariat, have their quarrels and resolve them. But what they've done is to postpone the evil day.
Okay, you think?
Because, every party has rules in terms of when the NEC should meet, when the NWC should meet. Those things are clearly stated. But for a lot of the parties, what we have seen have been breaches. Because those who are the head and those who are struggling to keep them or unseat them are afraid that once meetings are held, a lot.
Decisions are taken.
Yes, a lot can happen.
That might.
Yeah. And that's what most of these parties are going through now. They don't want to run the parties democratically. When we go back, we will see that one of the things that INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, has always complained about year after year, especially the before elections and after, has been lack of internal democracy within parties. You see a lot of people running to court to go and say, this leadership produced this man, but it has been unseated by a court order, simply because the parties did not follow the laid down rules and regulations. What does your constitution say? That's why it was expected to be an Atiku versus Wike meeting. For the two of them, one wants the chairman to go, another wants him to stay. But what they have done now is what in our own part of the world they will say, when two brothers enter into a room and they refuse to tell themselves the truth, they will come out smiling.
Yeah, come out smiling.
Because they know that the fight continues outside.
Backslapping.
Yeah, that's what they have done.
Yeah. Sometimes you wonder if political parties are run like this in, say, the United States, which we say we are aping.
Well, you see, I really don't see what they've done wrong now. they need time to decide on who should continue to lead the party. The decision that Dr. Ayu took to withdraw his matter from court came as a big surprise to them, because it came on the eve of this meeting.
Yeah.
The fact that that case had been on in court was the reason they couldn't decide with finality on who should be the national chairman of the party. As long as that case was in court, the court wanted what's it called, status quo ante to be maintained.
Okay.
Maybe the court will have said, return Ayu to his position. So they didn't want to go the whole hog. They were waiting. Then people like Wike were supporting Damagum. But in politics, a lot of horse trading takes place. Once the national caucus of the party, which is made up of former and current leaders of the party, had that meeting on Wednesday. And at that meeting, they decided that, look, the matter of the national chairman would not be decided at the neck. I knew it was finished. I knew that Damagum would continue, because that is the most strategic organ of the party. Before big decisions are taken, they try to test the waters through the National Caucus meeting. And those are the heavy hitters, big decision makers. Once they did not decide that Damagum should go, I knew that the neck would just be a formality. And then it was announced that after the National Caucus meeting, that the matter of leadership would not be decided at the neck. So at that point, Damagum won. At this neck, the leadership of the party was commended. They then said, okay, we will decide in August who will become the national chairman. People of the North Central, they've been pushing that since your Ayu comes from their place and he didn't finish his term, it makes sense to let the North Central produce the next national chairman. But that is a geopolitical zone. And there are 6 geopolitical zones in our country. Other tendencies would also come in arriving at a decision. So as hungry as the North Central politicians within the PDP were, they couldn't get everyone to back them, that this is the time to choose a new national chairman who will come from the North Central. So now that decision has been moved. They say, okay, let's have our congresses and all that. And I think also that makes sense. When you have congresses, you have arrived at the people, the delegates who will be legitimate voters at your convention, or whenever you decide that, okay, you want to appoint, or you want to elect a new national chairman. So this matter has been deferred till August. We wait to see what happens in August. Of course, this gives time for a lot more horse trading to go on, because it's a real battle for the soul of the party. People like Wike and younger talks within the party, they don't want Atiku to gain control of the party. They believe that the party has been good enough to Atiku. Atiku has used the party tremendously. He's been presidential candidate of the party many times. He's not the only person in the party, and he's not the only person good enough to stand for election. You understand? There are other people. So that will be playing, the battle for the control of the parties is very significant.
It's key here.
Because it will then determine who may actually, the group that will control or have significant control of the national structures of the party. And from that point, you can begin to sense whether people like Wike can be shut out, whether people like Atiku will get a rub of the green. All kinds of possibilities will emerge after the national chairman of the party is elected, and we get to see the tendencies that he represents.
Yeah. Doctor, you know, yes, I admit what he has said, but then a national party like the PDP, you remember one of them said, the chairman, the acting chairman told us, this is the party supported by Nigerians. My mind goes back to the Second Republic, where the then NPN,
National Party of Nigeria,
seemed to be streamlined. We knew more about the national chairman at the time, if you remember, the later Adisa Akinloye, and all other parties like that, but not anymore. At the turn of the 21st century, you expect, as you said in earlier on, internal democracy to take root.
Well, unfortunately, what we have done with the parties is to make the president the national leader, putting him above the national chairman, and to make the state governors or whoever is the highest political office holder or appointee at the state level, the leader of the party. So,
whereas states have chairmen
who should, because a party in power should implement its agenda based on what they have promised the people. But what we have seen is a different thing. It's the governor or the president who decides for the party what to implement a lot of times. So it means the party has little or no say once the governor emerges. Little or no say. So,
and so when you hear something like governors are very powerful, what comes to
that's what it means. It means the governor is the party. That's what it means. So,
are they helping the party?
Well, so far we have seen what has become of the party, because the governors take the decisions. They decide on what to do. Whereas a party has its own booklet of promises to the people, and which in the Second Republic was followed to the letter. If you are promising free education, how do we run it? The party takes the lead. If you are promising mass housing, how do you run it? The party ensures it is fulfilled. So now what we do with parties, especially because independent candidacy has been lacking, is to use this as a means of getting political power.
A means to an end.
Yeah. So the parties are there for them to use. And then the chairman too, especially at the national level, also want a say, because those who want to have the tickets of the party will go to them and do rankadide. Okay. So that way they have the power. And that is where it is important, tying it back to what BKO said, that all of this will shape what will happen in 2027. And that was why I said what I said, that, see, these people have just pushed their fight to the future. They are still going to fight it. Yeah. They are still going to engage in that battle.
Okay, that's what because they are postponing the...
Yes, they are postponing it, because at the end of the day, what has happened in the past few months has shown us that very clearly. Atiku's body language is, I want to run again in 2027.
Okay.
And like BQ said, some younger people are saying, no, you've had enough. let us take over this party. Even those who are serving at the federal level in the government of the APC, they know that once they leave that turf, just like we always say, if you allow an Atiku to go into a primary contest with you, then you are finished.
Good night.
Good night. Go
All right. But Nigerians are watching and waiting.
Seriously.
And so I wish the People's Democratic Party well. And why not?